Welcome to the Quantum Abundance Show, the interview show which is curated for the entrepreneurs, trainers, and coaches to have an abundant lifestyle by having an abundance mindset. Welcome to another amazing episode on this show, and today we have a very special guest on board. She is an ex squadron leader of the Indian Air Force, and she is a business coach who is helping trainers and coaches to 5x their business through inbound organic marketing. So, without further delay, let's salute Squadron Leader Dipti Kala on board and welcome her on the show. Hello, Dipti ma'am. How are you doing?
Hello, Arnab. I'm fine. Thank you. How are you doing? Thank you for
Great.
having me on the show.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a pleasure and salute to you, ma'am, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Arnab. Thank you so much.
So, ma'am, can you tell something about yourself and your journey in the Air Force, and also now to our audience so that they can know about you more?
Yeah. To talk about what am I today, I'm Squadron Leader Dipti Kala, an ex-Indian Air Force officer. I took a voluntary retirement after serving for 10 years, being a short service officer. And I've been a woman of my own choice. Every time, whatever I wanted in my life, I've been a woman of my dreams. So that, of course, has a story to it. But then this was my calling, that I wanted to be free in terms of money and in terms of time. That is why I think maybe I'm here on the Abundance Show, because abundance is something which I really want in my life, and I want to impact others with the same thing. Then the next calling was very clear while I was in the military, that I have to be on my own. And coaching and training was something which was built in from me since childhood. I had a good flair for teaching others, and that's why I picked up this thing. And I took a lot of certifications, and then on the journey of, while I saw that the coaches and trainers they are impacting people, but then they themselves are not thriving in life in terms of money and impacting more and more people. They're not able to find clients, they're not able to build a lot of credibility for themselves. And that is the time when I thought that why not I come into picture and become a business coach, wherein I help people genuinely to get results. And if they don't get results, we don't move ahead. It means I have 100% success rate. So that is a small part of my this thing. On the military front, because again, military did not happen by chance. I was a dreamer, and I think I was meant to join the military. When I left, I became India's youngest defense expert with 8 national channels. So very often, whenever there are big news about defense, you can find me on Aaj Tak, TV9, and all these channels. And I'm a two times TEDx speaker, two times Joe Stock speaker, and I think that's all about me.
That's awesome. That's an inspiring story, ma'am. And I feel that means our audience would be proud of you because of your contribution to our nation.
Thank you,
So,
Arnab. In fact, I really want to take this opportunity at this stage to whosoever is listening or would be listening to this show, because all these 4 years that I've been out of military, people have showered a lot of love on me, and this is one of the reasons why I've been growing. And I'm so thankful for the support. Thank you, Arnab. Thank you so much.
thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, can you tell us like something which you have learned, like a daily routine? We have always, we as normal citizens, we have heard that whether it is army, navy, or air force, they have a very strong routine and a system of discipline from where they learn leadership, they learn patience, they learn a lot of things. Can you please share with our audience, because it is the need for entrepreneurs also, it is the need to curate a proper discipline routine. So,
Yes.
what were your experiences and how would you guide people on this?
Yeah, sure. See, if you want abundance in your life, you got to be disciplined. I got a very good learning when I was teaching my clients, when I was mentoring them, that there are only two ways to become successful, okay, to become abundant. One is, either you become, your why has to be so strong that you take whatever uncomfortable action that you want to take or that is required to be taken. Okay, your voice is so strong. The other thing which you can do is, if you do not know your purpose, you do not know why, but there is something that you want to do, you become so self disciplined, that why or any other things is not required. So self discipline is, what is self discipline? It is about doing something whether you want to do it or you do not want to do it, but you will do it because it is required. As simple as that. So this we start to learn from the day one when we get into the academy. And in fact, for me, Arnab, I've been a national level cricket player. I've been a, all rounder, trophy holder in sports from the Air Force also. So being a sports person, I think that was there in me. The self discipline part was there in me since childhood also. So I did not have a, major problems as such. But then self discipline is something which is inculcated in the officers and in fact all the military personnels the moment they enter the academy. Okay, that is the path which we follow. First we go to the academy. So getting up in time, ironing your clothes, every smallest of the smallest thing is done by us only. We are not provided with any services as of that time, because this is where you learn patience, this is where you learn how to adjust your time, this is where you learn to work on war footing. You can't be you are taught to not to crib, that if something has gone wrong then you are cribbing, because everything, the essence of teaching everything to you is that tomorrow when war happens, you can't cry, I don't have this, I don't have that. Okay, so I've been part of JNK flood operations. I was posted at Jammu that time. So that was the real time scenario wherein I could see that without these things being inculcated in your mind, okay, without you have learned to push your limits, you can't operate in such operations or even the war. People are crying and howling, and I've seen people from JNK, those who were we were getting back from the aircraft after saving them from the floods. They were they were they were so much in gratitude that even as officers we felt like crying for them, because by seeing their tears in their eyes, the real tears, that we are in so much of gratitude that you are saving our lives. But to get that done from us, like we were on duty, the 24 hours operations were on. People were on duty, flying, maintaining the logistics and the technical front and everything, without worrying about water, food, and anything else. The first priority was the safety of people from Srinagar. So that can only happen, we can only push our limits once we have trained ourselves, Arnab. If we have not trained ourselves, it is just like gym, going to the gym. Unless you have built your muscle of running, you can't be running a marathon. 100% you can't be running a marathon. For anything in life you want, start building your muscles from day one.
Right. So this was really very helpful, ma'am, because I was actually feeling that moment when you were saying means when you were means in that operation of getting people out in the from the Jammu Kashmir flood. I can feel that how people who are in distress and some people who are in responsibility, they connect together and just means how our forces bridge the gap between
Absolutely,
the
absolutely.
thing.
In fact, this goes in the business also, Arnab. In coaching business, see how there is so much of gap. There are few coaches who are millionaires, who are six-figure coaches, and very soon, I'll be happily announcing becoming a six-figure coach. And there are people who are not even making a dollar 1K in a month, right? So why? Because see, I it's been 4 years that I'm on this journey and I've been in touch with coaches and trainers. People are hesitant to build upon their muscle of getting clients. They'll not post their content every day. They'll not do anything for their brand building. They'll not do any hard work to do the right market research to get a good offer. People have had an experience of 15 to 20 years and yet they do not have a program in place. How do you expect to sell something on a higher ticket if you do not have a program? So, this funda or the principle of self discipline applies everywhere.
Right, right, ma'am. This is something like, this self discipline, this actually comes from within. What I feel,
Okay.
that it's totally self, up to a person's own self,
Yes.
that when that person
Yeah.
is.
So this is
And
why, there are two kinds of motivation which we call intrinsic and extrinsic, right? The external and the internal. More than the external, the internal is very important because the external motivation will die down within 2, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. The moment you will then again see some video, motivational video, and then again by the evening will go down. But the intrinsic part is so very much important, that why do you want to do something in life? What is it that is inspiring you to do? Okay, so there are hundreds, like, getting abundance. Abundance is not everybody's cup of tea. And if you want to make your cup of tea, you got to work for it.
right, exactly, ma'am, exactly. It's like, many a times what happens, means, which I've seen, that people who wants to do business, like who wants to start a business or their own self employment, they want to come into self employment. Young people or youth, you will say, people who are like, who are young adults, 18 to 24 age, they have a dream, and that dream is snatched off through our education system, because our education system keeps on through that theoretical knowledge, and they just brainwash and condition us to become a slave, basically a slave of those people who are already in the business and is earning crores. So our education system is, slowly and slowly, what I find, that it is changing, but not at that rapid pace which it should. But still, means, 1% every day is still also still good for it. Okay,
Good to
so
go.
if you have
Absolutely.
to, put a point of view about an education system which can boost the 5x energy of those youth to pursue their dreams, not listening to the craps which the media has been telling, or the teachers, coaches, colleges and schools have been getting into their conditioning. So please design something and tell us on these things, that how we can improve on the education system in this case.
So, Arnab, see, there's a very good learning I got at a very early stage while I was in this coaching journey. Okay, and I would really love if people can understand this. What I'm going to tell you. See, if there is something which is happening in this world, which is at a very big level, it will 100% take years to change it. Years. Okay, it can take a century also. Okay. For example, a very small point of having a baby boy in the house. Okay, people are still, I mean, they are still forcing women to have the third child just because they want a baby boy. They do not understand the fact that earlier it was there, that requirement was there because a son of a jeweler would become a jeweler that time. So who would look after that shop? Okay, who would look after that business once the girl gets married off? A cobbler's son usually would become a cobbler. Barber's son would always become a barber. That was the time, decades ago or centuries ago, right? That was the only need. Now the times have changed. That nobody, the son is not going to follow father's footsteps. Okay, it's not necessary. Right. In fact, in my house, my father is an Indian Army officer. I became an Indian Air Force officer. My brother is a civilian. Okay, the girl has followed the footsteps. Right. So, likewise, when it comes to the education system, we can't be changed. We just cannot change about anything about it. What we got to change is, as you rightly said, Arnab, the mindset of people, mindset of parents, mindset of teachers. Let the education system go and teach ABCD to the children. Okay, teach them the mathematics and everything. But then at the same time, we as parents should be diligent enough to understand and give freedom to our child to pick up their skill and build over it. Pick up a skill and build over it. Do not pressurize people for 90%, 98%, or whatever. Like my daughter, she doesn't like to write. She is absolutely great at her mindset and her vocal skills. I tried to put her to writing. She did not do it. I just left it. Like, let it be. Let her grow at her own pace. If she's sharp enough, she'll pick up a skill and will build over it. Let us learn to give wings to people rather than focusing the energy which will take a century to change. Let us focus on what we can do, and what we can do is spread positivity, spread awareness about how can we help our children, our future generation, or the college students, or any, for that matter, anyone, the right meaning of life. That's
Right,
it.
ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I personally feel on this thing that our parents, or from our previous generations only, you can say that people had this tendency of survival. How we
Yes.
will survive, and this kind of mindset, because of the colonial rule which was here
Yes.
over centuries, they all have developed that kind of a mindset, which is slavish mindset, and people
Yeah.
run after jobs than creating their own, because it needs more hard work and efforts to create one owns legacy, or one owns business, than doing a job for other and helping that person grow their own stuffs and business. So ma'am, in this point of view, means you are a parent, right ma'am? So you being a parent, what message do you want to convey to all those parents who are also trainers and coaches, and want to and need to change their mindset, and so that their children grow up and they can fly with their wings, to clear with their visions and dreams? So I just want you to just curate something which is helping the parents who are trainers and coaches, so that they can leave their child, and their child can grow in a much faster and a better way.
Yeah, Arnab. So, if I have to tell them, I can only tell them that do not pressurize your child for something. Okay. See, the child, as a child, Arnab, that is the most crucial time when we are inculcating some habits, some routine in our everyday, right? Everyday life. So, that is the time when we can build upon their muscle, instead of people changing their habits and learning about all the good things when they are they've gotten into the job, when they are tired of this 9 to 5, and they are sucking at life, relationship, parenting, and everything. So it is better for us to teach our kids from now itself. See, life doesn't come with a manual. Okay, so we have to create our own manual, but there are few key things which are available, which are known to everyone. That is, the essence of us being human is being happy. But the more we grow, we forget to be happy. Then we start relating happiness with materialistic things. I will become this, then I will be happy. I will do this, then I will be happy. So I think if we start only by teaching this, that happiness is just being in the moment, knowing how your each second and minute is being going, how it is passing. Okay, how important it is to live every day, so that if you die any day, you don't regret anything. I think that smallest of the smallest, yet the wonderful learning, will help them to understand all other areas of life in a better way.
Right.
And then they would be on their own. They would be exploring life, and 100% they will make something beautiful out of their life.
Ma'am, coming from a point where you are a leader, you have always been a leader, whether it is sports, whether it is military, whether it is now you are helping coaches to 5x their business. So, what role does leadership plays nowadays? What we are seeing and we are proud of is that women are means there are more women leaders. They are rising and they are creating their own businesses, they're becoming billionaires and creating a huge abundance for the world. But at the same time, the dark side of it is feminism. So fake feminism, I would say, feminism is basically more related to gender equality, but people are also spreading fake feminism throughout. So you being a example and a model, that you have been into military, sports, and now into business, what advice would you give to the young generation and people and also women, so that they can grow their life in a much better way and they can take charge of the family as a whole? So
This is a very this is a debatable topic, Arnab. I mean, it is, of course, it is very near and dear to my heart because I've been through a lot in my life. From the time when I cleared my SSB to get into the military, that was the time when my life changed from others' point of view. Till that time, nobody respected me, nobody loved me, and people would take me for granted for any damn thing. Okay, I was taken as a dumb girl of the family, right? But the moment I had power in my hand, the entire perspective of people changed. So, my advice to all the girls and all the people who are going through such times in their life, see, circumstances are not in our hand. The external circumstances, where am I born, where, how is my life, how my parents are earning, how are they behaving with me, this is not in my hand. Or no. Not every parent would be very good, not every parent would be very bad. Okay? There would be 100 things which you don't like about your life. What you got to do as a human is to break those ceilings. If there is something which you feel that is coming in the way of your success, it is troubling you in any which ways, learn to ignore the nonsense, filter, put filters and move forward in your life. So people would always tell me, oh, this girl, she will never be able to crack SSB. It is taken as one of the toughest interviews with IS. Compared with IS interviews, it takes 5 days for us to clear SSB, right? And then the medicals and all that. So, when I got selected, we were 21 girls who selected of the entire country. Then after those 21, all the 20 got temporary rejection for some or the other medical issues, as the only one who cleared the medicals also in the first attempt. Okay, so you have to break your own ceilings, you have to push yourself. When people would tell me this, I always, my filters were very strong, that let them say whatever they are saying. Even today my filters are very strong. If somebody demeans me or tells me anything negative, I just don't listen. I just don't listen. In fact, I make it as an anchor and I push myself. I throttle. I give a throttle to my speed. Okay, you're doing this. Let me go with a little more speed, Let me give you another win. Let me give you another win. Instead of feeling down, which otherwise is not serving you. So, it's a very, very beautiful funda, which everyone should have. You just whatever situation is coming to your way, just think about, is it serving me in any ways? If the answer is no, just put it aside, move forward, and then you'll never be in ambiguity. See,
right.
there's no perfect life, Arnab. Everybody will have their own problems, and I also have my problems, and things like this happen. But you got to move. This is life. It doesn't have any manual,
Right.
right?
This is an eye-opening thing, ma'am. Eye-opening vision, I would say, because means I still remember means how if a person push their limits, it's overwhelming in the beginning, but it slowly we can get adapted to it over a period of time, because we while pushing our limits we need to have the most important factor which I have learned is patience. So
Yes.
that is where most people just get swayed away, because if you
Yes.
do not give patience, then we can't move ahead or we can't break the
Absolutely,
ceilings, right?
absolutely. Arna, when I'm a KV student, as my father was in the army. So in KV, that time, now I do not know, but that time there was every class would have thoughts written on a piece of chart paper, and thought of the day would be spoken. Okay, so there are two, three thoughts which Since childhood, they've stuck to me. And whenever I'm in problem, I try and learn from these quotes. See, धैर्य ही सफलता की कुंजी है. Patience is the key to success, right? God helps those who helps themselves. And there's another one which I've learned in the military: try, but don't cry.
Wow, this should be implemented. Try, but don't cry. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, because it happens like when we actually push our limits to a different level, it does happen that we often either lose patience or we lose our tongue. So
yes.
we keep on saying a lot of blabber a lot of things. But on the contrary, ma'am, at the same time, one thing which I have learned and I want to know it from you, ma'am, that is taking a decision in the most challenging times. Like, for example, Ratan Tata is among those people who takes decision and then makes them correct. Okay, and some people are there who takes decision late, and then only they plan a lot of things, and then they dive into it. Okay, but a lot of time is lost for that. So what advice would you give to means every person out here regarding the decision making part,
Hmm.
because I think that's one of the most critical thing a
Critical
person
part.
needs to go
I
through.
am. This is one of my favorite questions. Arnab. Thanks for asking this. Why? Because while I was in the military, people adored me for this thing. I would take decisions very promptly
Hmm.
because I just did not want to lose time on thinking 100 things. Because see, for anything to happen, there's a journey. So on that journey, you can delegate some tasks or maybe do little extra hard work and all these things, but take a decision and move on. No, why are you wasting time by sitting idle? So there's a very good book on this, 10 10 10, on decision making. So you can also try it out. It usually works. Okay, if there is any decision to be making, suppose somebody wants to get into my program of coaching and they are a struggling coach and they want to grow their business, and they are thinking in terms of whether should I do it, not do it, I don't know, so much of money investment, all those things. What will happen in next 10 minutes? Nothing. Okay, in next 10 months, two things might happen: either you would have lost that money because you've not taken actions, or you have taken action but you have become something. Because in 10 months is a good time, which we as coaches tell our clients that by this time you would be at least making your dollar 10K. Okay, in 10 years, what can happen? Same, either you have picked up a job out of desperation, you don't have money. Second thing is that you had taken the program and now you are a maybe six figure coach. So what should you do?
Take
What is the
action.
pain? What is the pain you will go through? Only losing those kind of that lakhs of rupees what you are investing, or whatever is the money that you are investing for momentarily. Now look at the benefit after 10 years. Compare what is more important. So this success is more important. So then I will make a decision. Yes, let me dive into this.
Right. I felt like Elon Musk is speaking right now, because he often speaks that he sets 10-year goals. Now then he comes to 10-year goals to complete in 1 year, 1 year to 1 month, and from 1 month to 1 week. So he believes in this thing that if we do that, then there are chances we reach our goals by the time we want to reach our goals. Only if we target high and think big.
Absolutely, Arnav. This is the problem with people, as you said, that from the in fact, from the day one when humans started, the human civilization started, we had this survival mindset because that was the time when we only wanted to survive, look for food, water, shelter, that's it. Okay, so that is what the genes have picked up: survival, survival, survival. Now, if a decision is to be made, we only look forward for a survival thing. Again, we go into the survival mode, and in this, what happens is we forget to ask questions to ourselves: that will I be able to do the kind of hard work? You won't get those 10K and six figure business just like that. You'll have to sweat your you have to get your blood and sweat done. So then we get into the doubt mode. No, I can't do it. I don't think this will happen. This seems to be a far off dream. But how can it be a dream, far off dream? Because many people are doing it. Then why can't I do it? If it is not a very first thing which is done in the universe, it means it has been already done with by people. Then why can't I be that person who can do it?
Right.
I always think from that perspective. When I was to clear SSB, I was like, there are so many officers I look around. Why can't I become an officer? Yeah, I will become an officer. What is the problem in this? When I was failing into the business, there was a time when I couldn't do anything, but I still kept on investing a whole lot of money on myself. And I think from that is the time that investment has given me this kind of knowledge to speak today on the show. Okay, I would always think that if he can do it, I will also do it. If she can do it, I will also do it. Both are humans. We both have eyes. We both have same nose and everything. Then what is separating us? Nothing. A decision, and I will
Right.
always take a decision.
So, out of the total conclusion out of this, this is a decision can change your life. I think that this is the quote which can
Absolutely,
be
absolutely.
put on.
And learning would never go for waste, Arnav. Learning कभी fail नहीं होती.
राइट मैम। ज्यादातर टाइम में क्या होता है, लोग सोचते सोचते पागल हो जाते हैं। मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम वही होता है। अभी जो लोग करियर में हैं, जो लोग कोई जॉब कर रहे हैं, उन लोगों के लिए लग रहा है ये पॉसिबल ही नहीं है, ये विजिबल ही नहीं है, क्योंकि उनका विजन वही तक है ना, जैसे कैरेट होता है ना, क्योंकि मोस्ट जॉब्स आर बेसिकली कैरेट्स। सामने कैरेट दिखा दिया और वहाँ चलो वैसे ही लोग करते हैं। 9 to 5 जॉब क्विट करने के लिए भी वो बड़ा डिसीजन लेना, इट बिकम्स अ बिग थिंग। और जो लोग ये डिसीजन लेते हैं, इन द एंड व्हाट हैपेंस, मे बी दे गो थ्रू अ लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रगल, बट इन द एंड इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द लेवल ऑफ कंसिस्टेंसी जो ही हैज पुट।
Absolutely,
राइट मैम।
absolutely.
सो मैम, ये तो दीज आर सम बेसिक थिंग्स जिससे हम लोगों का लाइफ में इम्पैक्ट और चेंज ला सकते हैं, बट एट द सेम टाइम देर आर मेनी situations where what happens, we have taken a lot of courses, जो लोग सीखना चाहते हैं, ठीक है, they have taken a lot of courses, लेने के बाद भी अगर देखा जाए तो they say that no, इसमें इतना वैल्यू नहीं है उतने, क्योंकि क्वालिटी कंटेंट जो लोग दे रहे हैं, प्रमोशन तो सभी कर रहे हैं, but in business, how would you actually guide a person, suppose he has left his job, want to start afresh, doesn't know where to go, and he or she has come to you? Okay, now how would you guide that solopreneur or means entrepreneurship का journey चालू कर रहा है, to rise, to help them find their purpose and rise in their business? What
Right.
strategies would you give to him or her?
Again, a very beautiful question, Arnav. So, see, they found the purpose of their life, or maybe at least that clarity that they want to be free in terms of their time.
Right.
Now, what do they need to work upon is freedom of money. Okay.
Right.
So, I personally feel that people should leave their job once they have built upon that kind of money that they can survive for at least 2 years without money. It's
Right.
very important. Cut down your expenses, do whatever it can take, but then collect so much of liquid in your accounts that you can survive easily without any stress for 2 years, because it takes
Right.
2 years. Okay. Then the first thing you are got to do is start building credibility on all social media channels. Okay. By this time, I assume, Arnav, that these people at the same time have gained some percentage of knowledge about their subject. Okay. Or they are building on the go also. They're so dedicated that every day they are learning also. Okay. Now that being happening, you will have a lot of content to, you'll have a lot of value to give to people while you are on the social media channels, while you are throwing either text content or video content or anything, right? And then while you do this consistently, Arna, There's 100% guarantee I'm giving you, because now I'm working with so many coaches, and all my coaches have got leads. All my coaches, 100% success rate that you will get leads. Once you get leads, you have all the options. Either you go for very low ticket, you go for free, you try and test your system. That suppose this is something which I want to implement and I want to help people with. Okay, suppose I'm a sales coach using NLP techniques. So I help at least 10 people scale their selling skills. So if they are having calls with 5 people, they should be able to close at least 4 people. If I'm able to talk in numbers, I've helped 10 people to close their, 4 sales out of 5. You straight away from charging 1 to 2,000 rupees, charge a lakh. And you see, your
Right.
system is built. Side by side, you're working on your. See, marketing is all about the real, genuine value that you are giving to people. So you got to be available on all media channels, because the biggest mistake today any entrepreneur can do is not leveraging social media channels. That's the only mistake, the biggest mistake you can do, because your entire world is sitting there. Half of the world is on internet, and then you say I don't have clients. Come on, you do not exist in the media that people can catch hold of you. You are not giving them value. Why do you expect? See, Arnav, even our children would come to us because they need something from us.
Right.
They just don't come to us just because I'm her mom or her dad. We give them love in return. Okay, if you will go out of your house for 6 months, the child won't even recognize you. Okay, there'll be a huge difference between a couple who stays at home and and a person who goes out or is not available for months and months. The child will be more in affinity with the person who is at home. Same goes for your audience. If you are there for your audience every day, inspiring them, educating them, they'll purchase from you.
Right. This was an abundance insight, ma'am. I mean, people often like the same journey as the journey goes on. Okay. We all feel, we who all are trainers and coaches, we feel that we need to pitch something like that kind of mindset keeps on at the beginning only. But rather, there are many people who are there who are in need for us only, so that we can provide
Absolutely.
it, provide the value to them, and they can create their own systems, and when they get the results, that is the benefit, and that smile in their face is the return which we get apart
Absolutely.
from the money.
Absolutely. I call it impact plus income. Make it impactful also. You are impacting lives. At the same time, you are also thriving in terms of your income.
Right, ma'am. Ma'am, when it comes to business leadership, what we have seen over last 2 decades, means people who are having a lot of money, they outsource their business. Most of the people, they outsource them, and they don't take the charge of leadership. Okay, and many a times what happens in our country only, you will see that whether it is IT or other things, people means from other countries have outsourced it. India can grow like anything because it's one of the fastest growing economies in the world. And currently, if you have to guide a person who has come to you, okay, with this intention that how they can grow not only their means business, but at the same time, suppose I actually want to mean that if someone has come from the ministry to ask you for guidance, that how can you help them in increasing the economy or the economic benefits of this country, then what are the pointers you would love to give to that person in terms of that?
So, see, Arnab, in this itself, becoming a successful coach, becoming an entrepreneur, again is adding to the economy. When there was a time when this, online business was not so thriving, it was all about offline. Half of the women would sit at home sitting idle, but now they are adding to economy because they are earning, the companies are getting registered. In fact, this is the time when I got my company registered. understood that the number of company registrations has grown massive. People are making that kind of money. So ultimately, it is adding to the economy, right? So having more, and in fact our government is working towards it. This Make in India project, most of the defense equipment we try and have it in Make in India projects, right? Then entrepreneurs schemes, Skill India. So many things are already going on, Arnav, that this is why we are calling it as one of the fastest growing economy. Right, and now you see so many abundance coaches are there, right? Coaches are available in abundance. So ultimately, they are becoming entrepreneurs, and this is where my role comes into picture. That if you started on a journey, let's make it happen, and ultimately, it will not only impact others' lives, but of course, we will grow as a country. We are See, if I am able to help one person, a fitness coach, the fitness coach is helping 10 other people to get healthy. It is also adding to the GDP. Right? Why? Because these 10 people then would not be a burden on the government for their medical expenses.
Right.
Right?
The
So
ripple
it's a
effect happens.
huge vicious circle, which is everything is connected to each other.
Right, ma'am. Interconnection and most of the time, collaborations also help, between the coaches and all. Suppose there are more coaches, if they collaborate together and they are of different means like niches, then that also
Hmm.
helps as a program or as a community to grow. Because I think that the current trend focuses on creating community building. More communities, more
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are
focus.
social animals, no? So that's why community is very important.
Right, right, ma'am. Ma'am, what is your bigger vision? What is your bigger vision for a better entrepreneurial India?
So my vision is again, I'm very clear on my vision, Arnav, and that is impact plus income. See, people preach. See what has happened. You see, this is the beautiful thing which you talked about, the education system. So the same thing is happening inside our coaching industry also. Okay, the gurus are preaching impact over income. So what happens is, every now and then I meet a coach who is only making 20,000, 30,000 a month. Inside he or she's crying, and they're not thriving. Okay, so my vision is that every coach, because we are doing such a wonderful job. So Arnav, with your words, if you're able to change somebody's mindset, okay, so that person who was going through a lot of turmoil now is thriving in life in whatever ways. Maybe the relationship has become better, he has become a better parent, has become a better entrepreneur. Ultimately the life has got impacted. So the life of the other person has got impacted, but if you've not charged your worth, your life is not impacted. So the
Right,
entire vision is all about impact plus income. You also thrive, you make your clients also thrive at the same time.
right. So it's like, ma'am, it's abundance. Really, it's an abundance insight, and in this abundance world, we are creating more leaders, right? Leaders for the future. What happens, ma'am, means coming from again coming back from my own experiences, I would rather say that people have a tendency of falling back because of their lack of discipline. Okay. Or what happens, even if they have an abundance mindset, they just try to when they get advice from other people, they confuse experience with their knowledge. Okay. They feel that, yeah, I'm knowledgeable and I'm experienced, so I'm much better, and that has a connection to age. Okay. People say that more aged people are experienced, so come from experience. But many a times, many youth, they are changing the dimensions of the people. So coming from this point, can you please explain to us that how can we keep our frequency in that level? Because we go up, we come down, we go up, we come down, that's a part of life. But maintaining that wave, because you have been through all these things. I think that your insight would be much helpful for our viewers to means get more clarity.
It's a wonderful point, Arnav. In fact, I think you will have to you should take one session on this for your audience, because you are into quantum abundance, and we all are vibrating. Every tree, everything is vibrating. It is just that the vibration is so fast that we see that we are still, but we are not still. Okay. So this is what we call as I don't know if our audience is able to get it. So very rightly said. See, there are frequencies one over the above. Okay, so you can imagine it as parallel lines. So somebody who has a negative mindset or is not doing good in life, they will be at the lower frequency. They'll be vibrating at a very lower frequency. And to succeed in life, you got to be vibrating at a higher frequency. Okay, so to do that, in fact, I'll tell you a very small thing also, that all millionaires and billionaires, they vibrate at a higher frequency, because once their business is set, this entire journey they only work and invest in their own self to vibrate at this higher frequency. It is that kind of a secret, you can call it, or you can call it a requirement. Okay, to thrive in life. Okay, so to do that, there are, at this stage, who are starters, what maximum they can do is at least do a thing called giver. Okay, givers, givers. So G is for gratitude, E is for imagination, sorry, I is for imagination, V is for visualization, E is for exercise, R is for reading, and S is for studying. Okay, there's a difference between reading and studying. Reading, I call it as read books. Okay, and study, I call it as study your own subject. It is different from self-help books. Study your own subject. So if I am a organic marketing coach, I will study organic marketing. I will study nuances of marketing. I will study content building. I will study how to go viral. Okay, but reading will be to get more knowledge about how to be successful or how to maintain this journey. I'll read a self-help book. So even if we get on this routine every day without fail, you'll start vibrating, at least if not here, to a little higher frequency than you are vibrating now.
Right.
So I think
This is very
we should.
essential. I just want to tell means our viewers that this is one of the most essential thing, because what happens in every time we work hard, we do things, but at some point of time there are challenges which puts us down in our frequency, and it is very important and vital to know that what we want to achieve. We must have that goal in our mind, and rather than having it in our mind, we must step it down into small actionable steps. That is what means ma'am has been telling about regarding the part of reading and studying. If we study more, that gets deep inside our root, we are seeding it inside us. And reading is basically we are acquiring knowledge. Okay,
Hmm.
so we can acquire knowledge from variety of sources, but we need to know the correct source, and that can only happen when we study and do research on the subject which we are looking for. So
Absolutely.
that was an abundance deep inside, ma'am, I think, and I feel that means our audience would surely connect to it in a very strong and pervasive way. So on the other hand, ma'am, people like means there are many coaches and trainers in the market. Okay, some are successful, some are starting, some are not. Means all depends, because they focus on the income than impact. Most people focus on that. Now things are changing. So income, obviously it's one of the most important factor, that yeah, income is important. But when it comes to selling, that is the point where half of the coaches lack. Like recently I saw an advertisement, and I found that I didn't like that ad. Okay, so they are jeopardizing other people. Means like the ad showcasted that people are getting means online courses and webinars at the price of condom, a price of this. And that is how they are actually jeopardizing the industry. There are many people who are jeopardizing the industry through telling all these means nuances and nonsense they're creating. So but ma'am, one who is a quality coach, they focus both. They focus on impact and sales, as you correctly said, that impact and income. So how to deal with people who creates that jeopardization in the market. Suppose if you are helping businessmen to grow their business, you have a competitor with you who is trying to jeopardize your subject and your aspects through multiple ways. So how to deal with such competition, apart from the mindset part, how to deal with the competition in a very organic and a very what kind of a way I would say, it's I actually want to mean that in a way where there is no harm to the other, in a healthy way, how we can deal with
Healthy way.
competition. Yeah.
Yeah. So as I've said earlier, also Arnab, that the filters have to be very strong. So if your filters are very strong, you would not listen to the nonsense at all. Okay. And when this when you so sorry, Arnab, so I'll
No,
just
ma'am,
take her,
absolutely. Take her.
come what may, she will
What
always
what's it,
come, she'll always
what's
come.
your
And I
name?
think this you can
Hello.
talk in like the pros and
Hi.
cons of being a mompreneur.
Awesome, awesome.
Okay. So
Yeah,
yeah,
keep him,
so
keep him on your lap. No,
yeah,
that's better. Like
yes, now she wants to touch everything, she wants to feel it. So
that's the
okay.
lucky thing, ma'am, of being a parent. Like
Yeah.
means having kids, and means they're always there with you. That love is there. No, you put it on your lap. No, no issues, and then
Yeah,
you can
she's
also
there.
yeah. Okay, okay, ma'am, you're you're
Yeah.
muted. Yeah,
Yes.
it's okay.
So this is what I
Yeah,
said. Let us see how much now she would let me talk. Because if I
right,
send her out, she will cry.
right,
Okay, she's only 1.5 years. So when it comes to competitors, Arnab, this is what I said earlier also, that it all depends upon what credibility are you creating for yourself in the market. Okay. See.
that's okay, ma'am. I love this thing because you know what happens when you have hello, beta, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yes, ma'am.
if you've created enough credibility for yourself, you will your audience will understand you, Arnab. The right people will get in touch with you. Okay. The same goes. See, there are lot many brands for everything, like the toothpaste and for the clothing, for everything. But every brand has its own credibility to its name, and all are selling. Right.
Right.
So we don't have to worry about the competition and the people who are creating new nonsense and anything in the market. You just don't have to worry. Focus on yourself. Put all the energy in your own self, and you'll thrive.
Right. This is a major learning to all of us. And, ma'am, I feel that this is how we can actually put more impact in people's life and create abundance. So, ma'am, how can people contact you? Like,
Yeah.
how will people be able to know about you and contact you apart from the interview show?
Yeah. So now I'm there on the LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram. And my IDs are there with Squadron Leader Deepti name. And they can always reach out to me if they are coaches and trainers and they are looking forward to scale their business. So I'll just see, at what stage they are and if I can help them or not.
Right, right,
Right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, means please share me those links. I will be sharing that
Sure.
in the first comment of the Facebook
Right.
means live video, so that people can contact you. Ma'am,
Sure.
apart from that, like, do you want to say something about any parting message for our audience, so that they will be connecting to you, but at the same time means I think this interview had a lot of material regarding how to shape our lives and our mind and create our
Yeah.
business things. It also had a blend of both the leadership of military as well as means how we I found the most intriguing part of this interview was giving that value. Those people who will be watching this and will get the pointers out. If they apply that in their life, then it's sure that at least they can have 1% difference in their life if they implement them. So any parting message you want to give for our audience?
Yes, so Arnab, the parting message would only be, see, I have always believed in one thing. You are born as human, behave like one. Okay, so whether you are a coach or whatever you are, first is let us be human, and the understand that what it takes. We are actually blessed to be humans. We are one of the best species. So have that kind of abundant mindset, first of all, for yourself, for the people around you. If you are growing, help others to grow. Okay. These are few basic principles of being a human. Be happy, look forward to the solutions, because life is a sine wave. It will come, up and down, up and down. So when it goes down, this is where you need someone maybe to push you, or you push yourself. So I was about to write a book on this. Swim through your struggles. How to swim through your struggles, that when the sine wave is going down, so it is like that swimming pool, wherein you're drowning because of your negative emotions and all these things. So how do you swim through it and reach the top again? Maybe in future I'll write that book. But then swim through your struggles. Okay. And when it comes to anything in life, be it your coaching business, be it your job, just be happy. I mean, find a job in which you can be happy. It's not necessary that a job is always bad. If you like your job, you'll thrive in your job also. So just be happy.
Right, happiness is the key to having a better and a content life because it comes from heart.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
right,
And
ma'am.
never, never be satisfied in terms of whatever you are getting. Always look for growth. Ultimately, what is it that you are giving to this world? What legacy are you leaving behind? So while being happy, you have to look forward to this also.
Right, ma'am. Ma'am, is there anything I can help you with so that means like we all can grow together? And just let me know that if you have anything by which I can help you. Okay.
Sure, sure, Arnab. Thank you so much for that opportunity, and it was so lovely talking to you.
Right, ma'am. Ma'am, be there on board. I'll be coming back within a moment, just giving a message to
Sure.
our audience.
Yeah,
Okay. So
absolutely.
I'm glad that you came on our show and means you have shared so many abundance insight to people, mostly related to leadership, mindset, skills, education system. So we almost covered all those things, basic
Yes.
things that can change the means ideologies of the people. So that's an awesome thing, ma'am. I'll be coming back in a moment. Stay out there,
Yeah,
ma'am.
sure. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yeah. So that was another amazing episode, and I'm a little bit emotional right now. That means these are some of the topics which I keep on means writing down or talking. I love to talk about, and today, ma'am has shared almost all the abundance insight that can help a person to grow more. So if you all really want to support the mission, Squadron Leader Dipti Kala is in, and the business if you want to rise your business to 5x through organic marketing, so be ready for it. Okay. So I'll be coming up with another abundance show, so abundance episode of the quantum abundance show. So just be there, and very soon I'll be coming up with that. I hope you loved the whole episode of the quantum abundance show today, and will be creating impact in the world. So That's all for today, and hope you have liked it. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe it right now. And I'll be sharing all the links in the comment section of Facebook, so that you can connect to ma'am and create more abundance in your life. Thank you so much.